We are going to take a look at why CCIV stock popped over 5% today. And this does feel like it has been a long time in the makings, even though we did pop not too long ago. But 5% in one day has been fairly uncommon over the past couple of weeks. We've not seen a lot of these kind of days. So we're going to take a look at the news as well as go over the technicals, because I think we just broke out of a range. So this could be key. Let me know down below in the comment section if you are trading this, or are you looking to make a trade on this, or are you long-term investing in this? Are you hodling it, diamond hands it, or are you paper handing this? But as always, tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button, whatever you want to call it, but make it turn blue for me, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are not already. I do daily videos, etc, cryptos, all the hottest stocks we all love and invest in, and I show you guys my position. So this is a very open and honest, transparent YouTube channel. I don't pump anything here. I am just telling you guys what I see as far as a technical basis, what the news is, and what I expect going forward into the future with these different assets. Now, I also have a Patreon link down below in the description. Send out all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as a one-on-one Q&A for any investment questions you ever have. That is available down below in the description, as well as get $5 in whatever stock you want for signing up for public. Link is in the description. I got $5 in Tesla. It takes about 2 minutes to join, and you don't have to deposit any money or link a bank account. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out if you are not already signed up. It is free money. As far as why CCIV did pop over 5% today, it does come from their Twitter. They posted LCID coming to New York Stock Exchange following planned merger with CCIV. And in this little video, I'll go ahead and play it right now. It's like 11 seconds long. It just a little graphical animation arriving soon on NASDAQ. And I do think this is why the stock did pop today. This is the only relative news that I could find about this, because they have not set an actual merger date. So the fact they're saying soon does have a lot of investors all hyped up, but I wouldn't get too carried away with this, because they have said in the third quarter, or the beginning of the third quarter, is when they plan to successfully complete the merger. Now, if that happens sooner than later, I think we could definitely see a rally off of that news alone, but I wouldn't get too hung up over that. Also did get a couple pictures from somebody who visited one of the Lucid Air showrooms, and just let me tell you, it is very cool. He said, wow, that Lucid Motors car is gorgeous, and it really is. Look at the inside of this. That is just awesome. That is awesome right there. I really like the lights, honestly. I like a lot about it. There's not too much that I don't like about it. So it does look really good. We got a little bit of a closer sneak peek into that. We also already know that they will be a closer look at the vehicle next week at Amelia Corners, May 20th through the 23rd. And we already know this information, but I think it's a combination of all of this that is really pushing CCIV up higher today. And they did pop $1.07. Going from a low today of $18.60, and then we closed at $19.29. And this did break us out of a range, and this was very healthy. When we gapped up, I mean, obviously you're going to come down a little bit, but we really held this range between the low $19 and about $19.43 at the high, actually 47 cents at the high, up 6.31%. And then, like I said, closed the day at $19.21. So it does look really good. And while I'm here, I'll show you guys my position still. It is 11% of my portfolio, 150 shares, averaged at $23.16, down 16.71%, and that comes out to $580.68, and almost $3,000 invest in CCIV. I have one covered call sold for this Friday, the $25 strike, and I am up $64 on that. I sold it for $65, and I do think it is really good. CCIV held up so well as the market was literally tanking. We had some really big red candles coming in at about 345, which is typical, you know, the last 15 to 10 minute sell off throughout the day. But we did sell off a lot on the overall markets, about 0.60%. But CCIV had no impact at all, and they actually kept gradually rising the whole time this was going on. And at 345, they were hitting, you know, one of their highest points all day. So I do see this as a very good thing, and definitely this is likely to continue even if the market does sell off. Now, it will have some kind of effect on CCIV if we get a sharp sell off, but I do expect CCIV to fare a little bit better than the overall market just because of what we've seen today. Now, I do want to take a look at the technical analysis over on Webull. And this looks really, really good, guys. Actually better than it has looked in a very long time. And I do want to point out CCIV is still rising in the extended hours. Now they are only down 1 penny. So they have pretty much went up 6 pennies since I started filming this video, which does seem to be a lot for CCIV. Kind of kidding there, kind of not. But we can see we're firmly above our 50-day moving average, which is definitely on the up and up. And ever since about May 13th, when we hit this bottom, that wasn't our all-time bottom, you know, that was 1697 we hit May 11th. But ever since we hit this bottom right here, it has been a gradual uptrend, hitting higher highs pretty much consistently. And now we see this gap up today, and we're really consolidating pretty much all day like we've seen. And you can see that on the chart. It's just this sideways motion, and that should give us enough room and momentum to leg up probably around to the $20 mark. This is a pretty typical, you know, bullish uptrend pattern that is forming right here. And obviously our lower end support was the 17, but really our support that I had seen that was going on was about the $18 mark, which we firmly stayed above. Obviously it ripped up throughout the day. So I don't think we're going back to that anytime soon, unless we do get just a huge overall market sell-off, which is very much possible at this current point. But we do have a golden cross going on as well, where the 50-day moving average is going above the 200-day moving average, and it is riding right alongside the bottom of, you know, where we are right now. So this could, you know, change courses at any time. In theory, if the price goes under the 50-day moving average, that's signaling, you know, a downtrend, and it's actually a good price to pick up shares under the 200-day moving average. So I do think we are going to continue to climb on CCIV with all of this anticipation built up, and really even right now around, well, $20 is really going to be our resistance level where we sold off last time. But even around the $19, you know, 68 cent mark, that is where we hit multiple tops. So I do think that is worthy of charting right here on the graph. And it's, yeah, $19.68. Let me fix that a little bit. $19, you know, 68 cents. That's going to be a key point to stay at going into the future as well. Just because we hit this right here, sold off, and then we have not seen that ever since. But that is where we, you know, topped out and high ticked in the beginning of the day. Like, look at that candlestick, look at that wick, literally $19.67. I'm not sure if you could see that, but that is where we touched today, and that is right on our first resistance level that is coming up. But I do think with some good momentum that we could obviously blow past that, go to about the $20 mark, and really consolidate around here. Now, like I said, if the market does continue to sell off, we obviously won't hold the $20 level because that is slightly elevated. But even if we look, we had a lot of volume coming in today around market open, a couple hours into market around noon, and that does look very healthy as well. We went into overbought territory, but we only stayed there for a second. That's when we really hit the $19.67 mark on the high tick, on the candle wick. But we are firmly under that, so all does look good there. We did not sustain overbought, so that's good. As far as the MACD, everything looks pretty good right there. So it does look good. I would put my money on we are going higher on CCIV unless we do get an overall market downtrend. We are also seeing huge spikes in option chain volume. As far as on the call side, expiring May 21st, so this Friday, the $20 strike has almost 16,000 in volume today alone. And some people say, you know, well, Robinhood doesn't tell you how much that is that of people selling cover calls or whatever, exiting positions. But I would imagine not 16,000 people are not writing cover calls on the $20 strike expiring this Friday. I would guarantee that pretty much at this point. So we are seeing a lot of options volume on this $20 strike, which does make sense because it's only 4.65% out the money. If we get another 5% day, then you'll be in the money on this. And if we go up another, you know, 27 cents, you'll be profitable on the trade. So I do see why people are doing this, given that it is only Tuesday going into Wednesday. But I do want to point out as well, some of these option chains that are the more random ones, like May 28th, some just have really low volume too. Some strikes have decent volume, like the $20 call, but some are like super low. And if we do go out to like the June 25th, it's because they're not as popular, right? Like no volume at all, like 6 volume for the day, 15 volume, 4 volume in there's one that's actually zero. This 2150 is zero volume. But then if you go to the June 18th, you get, you know, a ton of volume, almost 7,000 right there, 2,000, 2,000, 326, not a ton of volume, I should say, but a decent amount of volume relative to what we have recently seen. Not nearly as high as what we have seen in the past, but I do think we'll probably head up to about the $20 mark, just given the options, you know, volume and trading on this can definitely help with a gamma squeeze and push us up higher. And I'm not saying we're gonna like squeeze out and go crazy, go to like 30, 35, 40 bucks on CCIV, but we are seeing a definite interest in the $20 strike expiring this Friday, which is definitely good. As far as the short volume, 2,206,000 shares were sold short today. And I will take a look at the last 10 days before I actually do this calculation. But we're pretty much in between 16 and 21%. We had a 41% day right here, but that was just off of low volume for the overall stock. Basically the same amount of shares are pretty much sold short every single day. We did even have a high, more elevated than we have seen over the past couple of days, number of shares that were sold short today. Out of 11.5 million in total volume for CCIV, that does come out to 19%, which the next highest day besides this 19% day was May 7th. So that was 11 days ago, obviously not trading days, but it was 7 trading days ago. So that does look really good, and that'll be interesting to see how we do go, going into the future. But everything we have talked about in this video does lead me to believe we are probably going to $20 before we do get a lot of resistance, either fall off the $20 mark or really start to consolidate around there. I don't really see us going too much higher just based off the overall market is kind of, in the gutter right now. But the fact that we held up, like I was saying in the beginning, and didn't sell off with the overall market like the S&P and NASDAQ is really, really good. If you guys follow CCIV, you watch any videos, or you're invested in CCIV, you know when the market starts to tank, so does CCIV. So when there's an opposite correlation going on, that is really good. And we are even seeing, price movement at 6:49 p.m. when I am filming this, like back and forth, between 1930 and 1937. So it is low volume, but it's higher than it usually is. We did cover a lot in this video, so that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys know exactly where we stand with CCIV stock and Lucid Motors. So with that being said, hit the like button for me, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are not already. Check out the Patreon link down below in the description. Get your $5 free of stock in any stock you want. I got Tesla, no reason not to. Link in the description for that as well. Until next time, guys, take care.